Our iceberg season in Newfoundland and Labrador runs from about the February time frame up to most of the time late June, and even sometimes into July. Ice management in our coastline and our offshore here in Newfoundland and Labrador is very important. The ice formations pose a serious threat to the safety of operations at sea, both for ships that are navigating our waters as well as the oil platforms that are operating in our offshore.
Home to the treacherous North Atlantic waters known as Iceberg Alley, Newfoundland and Labrador is also home to the pioneering technology of ice surveillance and management. Derek Scott is the Vice President of Program Development at Provincial Aerospace, a Newfoundland and Labrador-based firm that holds the government contract for monitoring the Canadian coastline.
Our company commenced its ice surveillance operations in the early 1980s in response to a need for the oil industry to locate ice formations on the Grand Banks of Newfoundland. Within a stone throw of here is the North Atlantic. It is one of the harshest and most challenging environments in which companies such as Provincial Aerospace operates in. So the foundation is that once we develop a capability for this environment, it becomes very easy for us to then employ that capability or technology elsewhere around the world, because the environment here mandates that you do this to exacting standards and to very high quality standards. And this is the reason why companies like Provincial Aerospace have been extremely successful, not only domestically, but also internationally.
Judith Bobbitt's company, Oceans Limited, is the first in the world to provide the offshore oil and gas sector with 3D imaging of icebergs, key information for towing and moving the massive objects.
The benefit of setting up a company here is the amount of technology that's already here for working in harsh environments and the experience of people using this technology.
I'm standing here on Canada's east coast, and this is the North Atlantic Ocean. The North Atlantic Ocean is one of the most treacherous seas on Earth. It's a very harsh environment for people to work. For many years, sailors have had to have high degrees of preparedness in order to work in these waters. If you don't have the opportunity of doing your training using real equipment in conditions like this, then the only realistic way of doing this is with simulation.
A growing industry worldwide, marine simulation is at the forefront in Newfoundland and Labrador and is supported by researchers, government initiatives, and private and public investors. Captain Tony Patterson's company, Virtual Marine Technology, specializes in small craft training simulators, which are used by companies and navies worldwide. Currently, they are working on a simulator for helicopter evacuation.
Newfoundland and Labrador offers a great proving ground for people who are developing marine technologies. The conditions are very harsh. There's a wide variety of conditions that can be encountered, and a company that's building marine technologies can be sure that their technology has been tested under a very wide range of operational uses. Once it's been proven here, it can work anywhere.
Steve Dodd is the Vice President of GRI Simulations, a company that is using Newfoundland and Labrador's unique offshore conditions to allow oil companies to assemble subsea infrastructure in a simulator long before actual construction begins.
An understanding and appreciation of harsh environments is built into the people here. So it's a natural home for any company interested in performing work in this sector.
This is the Port of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. As we go further and further into the north, for example, on our oceans, where there's ice-infested waters, where you have all of these dangers and the potential of oil spills, there's obviously a big concern about the environmental safety, and so we have to continue to look at technologies to provide better conditions for those people who are serving us on the sea.
Working with offshore oil and gas and military clients around the world, public and private sector researchers in Newfoundland and Labrador are developing radar applications with the potential to change offshore and onshore environmental stewardship. Fraser Edison is president and CEO of Rutter, a technology company with clients in over 35 countries.
We have two business units. One is our EMS business, which is electrical mechanical assemblies that we assemble various products for military vehicles. The other business is our technology, where we have an R&D department here for research and development of 16 or 17 people. And the idea is we develop our radar technologies for marine environments, which is really safety at sea, to address the issues of ice, to address the issues of oil, and to address the issues of small targets.
Building on the work of research institutions in Newfoundland and Labrador, Rutter has been able to successfully commercialize radar applications for export around the world.
Overall, it's a good family environment, and I think government, the universities, and the private industry have to work together to get the research, but get the research into development so that it can be commercialized, and so that it makes it healthier for companies who could come here, benefit, and make money, because that's what the goal is.